Hey, I'm just on the phone with a lovely customer of ours, and it's kind of an unfortunate situation. They called us on Friday in a bit of a panic. They wanted to sign contracts this Friday, or they were due to sign contracts this Friday, and they needed a survey turned around quickly, and everywhere else because of the bank holiday was taking a bit longer. So we were able to fit them in on Tuesday. We done a bit of shifting around, and we got them in on Tuesday, and we were able to get the written report for them on the same day. Now, unfortunately, the report flagged two issues. One of them was a structural crack that needed further investigation. It was in North County Dublin. It was built to a particular year, so there was recommendations there for further investigations and further testing. And then the other one was an extension built out the back that was not in line with building regulations, and it essentially made one of the other habitable rooms non-habitable. So there would have been a bit of work needed to bring that up to standard. So the vendor, once this was flagged, the vendor hasn't been able to provide a certificate of compliance with building regulations because it's not up to standard, and then the vendor doesn't want to go and do tests on the structural crack which was identified. So now, just a couple of days before they're due to sign contracts, they've had to pull out of the sale, and they've been sale agreed since the start of October. So what's that, 5 months, just over 5 months. Now, this is one of the things we always say to customers: you should get your survey as early as possible when you go sale agreed, but when you've spoken to your solicitor as well. And the reason being is exactly this situation. You don't want to spend months and months and months in sale agreed only to find out at the very last minute there's a serious issue and you can't go ahead with the property. And that's 5.5 months down the drain for this customer now. They'll have to go back to the drawing board and start the torturous process of looking at houses again. The estate agent's going to have to relist the house. The vendor who was selling the house has also had 5 months of their time taken up. Now, they could have done a bit more with this and been a bit more forward with the help they were given, but they just point blank refused. So the vendor, the buyers, our customer, the buyers in this awkward situation, and it just highlights: get your survey done as early as you can when you go sale agreed, so you don't invest a huge amount of time in. A survey isn't just a checkbox, something you need to do and check off the list. It's an important part of the process, and it can flag serious issues which might cause you to pull out of the sale, just like this situation.